Welcome back, cherished viewers. In our previous episode, we witnessed Manimekalai's sorrows and her decision to visit the sacred Upavanam. Today, we embark on her remarkable journey through the bustling streets of the ancient city. As Manimekalai and Suthamati stepped onto the main car street, they entered a world teeming with life and colour. Every corner held a new wonder or peculiarity. Manimekalai's feet seemed to barely touch the ground as she walked, her grace drawing the eyes of all who passed by. The city streets became a living theatre, unfolding a vibrant panorama of ancient Indian society. One of the first sights they encountered was a Jain friar, a figure both striking and poignant. His appearance told a story of extreme devotion. His body, long stripped of both shame and clothing, was covered in dust, making him resemble a sick elephant. In one hand, he carried a small swing holding his water bowl, in the other, a modest tin can. Yet what truly set him apart was his extraordinary mindfulness. Each step he took was measured with painful care, his eyes constantly scanning the ground to avoid harming even the tiniest living creature. The scene took an almost comical turn as a persistent drunkard stumbled after the ascetic, clutching a bowl of fermented toddy. "Hail, holy sir!" he called out, his voice ringing through the street. "I bow before your blessed feet, hear my words!" What followed was an impassioned, if somewhat incoherent, sermon on happiness and liberation. The intoxicated man fervently tried to convince the friar that true enlightenment could be found in the rich, ripe juice of the coconut palm. Not far away, they witnessed a heart-wrenching sight, a madman whose appearance was as chaotic as his behaviour. He had adorned himself with garlands of red oleander blossoms around his arms and wreaths of round-budded eruca flowers about his neck. His clothing was a bizarre mix of rags, leaves and twigs, while his body bore smears of white ashes and sandal paste. His actions were a dance of despair, babbling meaninglessly one moment, weeping the next, then suddenly falling to the ground, only to leap up again. He would cry to the heavens, offer prayers with joined palms, spin in wild circles, and even engage in combat with his own shadow. A crowd gathered, their faces reflecting both amusement and helpless sympathy for the lost soul. The streets continued to reveal spectacles of wonder. A curious gathering surrounded a hermaphrodite whose natural uniqueness was enhanced by artful dress and ornament, rivaling the beauty of any woman. Travellers new to the city paused in awe at the magnificent murals adorning the whitewashed brick mansions. These paintings, created by master artists, depicted celestial beings and all forms of life with such precision that they seemed to bring divine beauty down to earth. A particularly charming scene unfolded as groups of wealthy women played with their children. These little ones were adorned like tiny princes and princesses, wearing necklaces of precious stones and gold beads. Their curly hair was oiled and sprinkled with white mustard to ward off evil spirits. Triple chains of pearls decorated their foreheads, which curved like the young moon. Their rich garments, though slightly dishevelled from play, could barely contain their exuberant energy. As they babbled in their sweet, childish voices, moisture trickled from their rosy lips, dampening the fivefold talismanic pendants on their chests. They staggered under the weight of their numerous ornaments. The joyous laughter of the children filled the street as they were lifted onto toy chariots pulled by toy elephants. Their mothers called out to onlookers, inviting them to witness the beginning of Muruga's festival. The son of Siva was to be honoured, and even the smallest citizens would take part in the celebrations. As Manimekalai walked through these vibrant scenes, she herself became an object of fascination. Crowds gathered around her, just as they once had around Arjuna in Virata's city. Murmurs spread through the crowd, with some voices expressing sympathy and others criticising her mother's decision. "How cruel must be the mother," they whispered, "who would consign such beauty to a life of penance." Some marvelled at her graceful walk, suggesting that swans would hide in shame before her, while peacocks would gather just to learn from her elegant gait. At last, they reached their destination, the sacred Upavanam grove. It stood before them like a divine masterpiece, with countless varieties of trees, shrubs and creepers forming a dense, multi-hued tapestry of foliage and flowers. It was as if nature herself had woven a magnificent mantle to drape over this sacred space. With reverence, Suthamathi bowed to the guardian spirit of the grove before leading Manimekalai inside. Their task of gathering flowers would mark the beginning of an extraordinary adventure. Dear viewers, this concludes our journey through Chapter 3, but Manimekalai's story is far from over. What mysteries await her in the sacred Upavanam? What destiny will unfold within its blessed confines? Join us next time as we delve deeper into this magnificent Tamil epic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on today's tale in the comments below. Until next time, may the wisdom of ancient literature guide your path.